Well, I already think they are, and I think where it seems to have the greatest impact are on equity income securities, because people are pricing in a significant rise in interest rates. And even though the 10-year is backed up from, say, 2 to 2.4%, many of the traditional high-yielding equity areas like MLPs, BDCs, and REITs have really taken water this year. You've got all of those groups down 5 to 10% on the year. People are pricing in a 2.75%, 3% 10-year right now, so I think they are starting to pay attention there. In terms of the overall indices and overall valuations, at 18 times forward, I think you can argue the market's already anticipated that some time ago. We're getting economic data that maybe the market anticipated back in Q4 and Q3 of last year.
But our base case scenario is that there is some resolution which does not lead to a Greek exit from the euro. So whether that's a deal or a last-minute deferral for a few more months, or in the event that they do default again, there are a few steps remaining before Greek exit happens. I think it is fair to say that markets are not pricing in or are fairly complacent to the possibility of a Greek exit. And a good way to think about that is that market prices are sort of aggregating over a lot of different scenarios, and including many of which many investors who stridently believe that Greek exit from the euro is not a possibility. I guess the flip side of that argument is that if it does end up happening, then you would get a pretty big knee-jerk reaction by the market as those people are proven wrong. In our case, we have a belief that the U.S. yield curve will flatten. We have an underweight in emerging market equities. We have a moderate overweight in the U.S. dollar.
This is certainly good news for the hospital sector, and you're right. As a group, up about 10%. Some of those names are up a little bit more like a tenant in a community. That's largely to do with the leverage in their enterprise value, but certainly a good day in the stocks. And I think that's reflective of a better visibility in the sector going forward. Certainly better visibility about uncompensated care, volumes of insured outcoming to these hospitals. So I think it's really good news for hospitals today.
On the Aetna-Humana deal, there's been a lot of speculation around consolidation opportunities. Last week we saw Anthem, or over the weekend we saw Anthem make a bid for Cigna, and Humana's been speculated about as well. We don't have a great amount of insight just yet, but Humana has an attractive franchise in the Medicare Advantage market, and it would be a nice fit for Aetna.